And what is going on? Welcome to the
I
Three
don't
Mo
know.
Bros.
You invited me here, man.
Oh, so we've only got two Mo Bros tonight. Caboose is actually hanging out with some family stuff that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
So I thought I would take the time this evening to interview um, my good friend Lang, who I actually met through Caboose. Um, but the short of it is that we were all Army, and that
That
led
we were.
me that led me to Boos, who led me to Lang.
He
So
literally led him to me. He put him on a leash and chain, brought him to my house, and said, "Hey, look at this guy." And I was like, "Hey, he's pretty cool." We started hanging out.
that's it. I'm not under any misconception about that at all.
Nope.
Um, so um, anyway, hey, it looks like my gameplay's working, so I'm going to put on
I
what
saw that.
I had originally wanted to show off tonight, which is some pretty cool kind of Bridge of Spirits footage. So I don't know if you
Bridge of Spirit. What is Bridge of Spirits?
oh, so Kana is a PS5 exclusive about a girl named Kana who's a spirit guide, and so she is in this village essentially um kind of helping spirits pass on is the basic idea. There's obviously a lot more to it than that. Um,
Does she charge for this service?
she charges in ass whoopings to these like demon like creatures that try to attack her all the time.
So she doesn't accept gold coins like old boy on river sticks.
No, no. She says, as long as you'll let me take my staff and my bow and beat some ass, I'll help you out.
Mhm. Hey, different strokes for different folks.
Right, right. Um, but anyways, it was a pretty cool game. I am not quite done with it. I laugh because I said PS5 exclusive. You can actually also get it on the Epic Game Store launcher on PC.
Ah,
So there's a
that
lie.
seems to be Yeah, that seems to be a thing recently I've noticed with Game Pass stuff too, is that a lot of stuff coming to Game Pass day one for console is has been on the PC for a good month or two, if not longer. But I mean that's fine. I mean it's getting tested and you know played through on PC before it gets thrown to the wilds of the consoles. But yeah, I mean that's pretty par for the course.
Like what game specifically are you
There's
talking about?
There's three new ones for Game Pass this month. I'm probably not going to remember the other two, but the one that I looked at pretty heavily was Dreamscape. I'll look that up real quick just to make sure I'm not butchering the crap out of it.
Hold on, I got it right here
Um,
in the Xbox app. I think you're right.
what I'm doing too. Yeah, Dreamscaper. Sorry, Dreamscaper. Um, and from what I could tell from it, it was very misleading in its thumbnail or its I don't know, trailer. I get really annoyed with game trailers, game footage, because they always make it look like this really cool first person or third person over the shoulder kind of fighting game, kind of the Surge or something like that.
who
And
who really hurt you, Lang? I know who it
the
is, but
Surge,
you go ahead and tell the crowd who really
the
hurt
Surge,
you.
it,
Oh,
and then I
that's
flipped
not what I was
through
thinking.
the screenshots. And it's just a top down Mortal Kombat style or like tabletop kind of fighter game. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it because I haven't played it. I know nothing about it. It
The one that
just
I was thinking of was Anthem. Remember the first time they showed off Anthem gameplay, and he was like sweeping back to this gorgeous curtain as he stepped through the archway, and this like AT-AT type walker was
that
walking over
wasn't
the thing, and it was like
that wasn't gameplay.
it
But
sure as shit was.
that was a theatrical cutscene that they created from a gameplay engine,
Yeah.
but it wasn't actual gameplay.
and then they chose to jump into the suits and fly out into a map that never existed. I'm pissed about it. Okay.
No, I didn't come here to talk about Anthem and get sad.
No, you're right. What we did come here to talk about is Lang's history with gaming, and and how he got to be gaming buddies. So I'll start with an easy one. What's the first gaming experience you remember
I'm
of any
gonna I'm
kind?
gonna I'm gonna start this off with a caveat or disclaimer. I'm not a gamer. I like playing video games. I don't really have any other hobbies. I'm pretty decent at playing some video games, but I would not consider myself a gamer in the true sense that it's all I think about and do. I just really enjoy them and playing with my two buddies and my some of my brothers whenever they jump on it. They'll know who I'm talking about. But I don't really look forward to video. I used to look forward to video games coming out, but not so much anymore. It's more of like, oh yeah, I like that. I'll look into it, and then I'll get disappointed by it. I think I've been burned too many times recently to really consider myself a gamer anymore. But I would say that if I had to think back to the first time that I played video games and was like really excited about it was playing the original Ghost Recon on PC with my dad and my brothers and my sister. And her sisters, I can't remember if my older sister played it too or not, but we would hook up 4 computers because my dad was an uh, IT guy. Well, he's still an IT guy, but he was a IT guy for this accounting firm, and he broke computers, fix them, and to test them out, he'd make a little LAN connection real quick, and we'd patch. The funnest thing of all that was finding the patch number and the version number of each computer's Ghost Recon so that we could connect them. That was just over. That was a blast. What patch are you on, Joshua? Tell me the numbers. Dang it! No, you need to do this update, not that update. Oh goodness! My dad was very adamant about getting all that correct, and it ended up being a blast. Learned a lot about computers doing all that with him, and uh, hanging out with my siblings and my dad, and playing Planet of Death, that racing game on those PCs, and the other ones were Descent. Descent were my jam. That was like the first flying game that I ever played. I've been flying in video games ever since.
Man,
It's my new.
I've never heard of Descent before.
What? Dude, you need to look it up.
I will.
Descent 1, 2, and 3. Descent 3 was amazing. They had one of the first uh, like map creators that was actually fairly viable, and you could throw maps out there on the internet. Well, what was the internet back in the early 2000s? But there was this one map that was a player created map, and it was an office building, and you could fly your ships around like a toy. It was supposed to be like a toy ship, but I mean it's an actual spaceship. But you're flying around this office building, in the vents, in the elevator shaft, in the bathrooms, in the cubicles, and you're dogfighting in these spaceships. It's great. Descent is one of my all-time favorite games that I wish they would reboot and bring back.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, you look it up, man. They're out there. They're emulated somewhere on PC, but it's not the same.
Hey, like if you're watching the stream while we're chatting, you're gonna watch me get my ass beat
Is this the?
by
Hold on, let
this
me pull it
by
back
this
up.
boss like 1,000 times.
Oh, so it's Dark Souls.
It's Dark Souls if your character is a midget.
Compared to the wolf in Dark Souls, yeah.
Sif?
And there's even
Yeah.
a health bar at the top like Dark Souls. This is Dark Souls. My main function of the group of the three of us is to piss off Astros as much as possible
Oh my
with
god.
pointing out flaws in games that he doesn't see as flaws, but I most definitely do.
Well, the
I
problem with it though is it's like when you
uh,
point out the dead pixel at a movie theater, and then it's all I can see.
I break the glass for you, man. Are you looking at the health bar at the top of the screen and you're thinking, oh shit, it's Dark Souls?
Well, no, now I just have even more of a hard on for this game than I did before.
That was a good break. Good glass break. Oh, well,
The
that's
bad
not
one,
my.
though, is now I can't start Resident Evil 7 without walking through
Nope.
the basement to find Maria and going, God, all this goddamn copper pipe.
There's pipes everywhere. They're not. You. In a house, you have one pipe that leads to the sewer, one main line that leads to the sewer, and
Where does
all
it
the
all
pipes in the house
go?
connect to. Yeah. How many sewers is that house connected to, or septic tanks, or whatever? It's absurd. It's bad map design, and they shouldn't be getting away with it. Like they get away with stabbing you in the arm with a knife, and the knife disappears.
Well,
Ridiculous.
you're not supposed to have a weapon, and I just don't think there was any way for them
Then
to do
she
that
shouldn't have
otherwise.
left the knife in my arm. She should have taken it with her.
I think it does fall on the ground, and then it just
He pulls it out.
disappears.
Yeah, it goes through the. Oh, the house is a zombie as well. The house eats the knife.
Well,
Yeah.
he probably just yeets it out a window or something.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna throw my only weapon
Hey,
away.
he's not
I don't need it.
thinking this. He's not thinking this through. He
No,
went to a
he's
house to find a
bad.
girl, and he found her, crawling up the stairs like the Exorcist and jabbing a knife in his arm.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I love my wife. Love her to death. So she turns into a zombie,
Oh my
crawling
God.
backwards up the stairs,
We're going
and
there.
stabs me with a knife. I'm gonna keep the knife.
We're going there.
I'm gonna keep the knife. I'm gonna hold on to it.
I'm so sorry, Mrs. Lang.
She's in the other room. She can hear me. She'll be mad at me later.
Oh my God.
Keeping the knife.
So what was the first console that you owned? I mean, you're mostly a console gamer now.
Yeah, mostly console gamer now. But
Have
it was
you always
all,
been that
it was
way,
all
or
PC stuff.
what's that?
I didn't. I always went over to a friend's house to play GameCube or. No, that was it. I never touched a PlayStation. I hated PlayStation because every time I tried to play on PlayStation, I was instantly confused by the controllers. Because most of the time I was just playing with a keyboard back home, so keyboard and mouse.
Oh, yeah.
So controllers were very foreign to me for a while, and then we got an Xbox, the original Xbox, one Christmas when I was really young, and I can't even remember what year it was. I think it was in high school. I think it was a junior in high school or sophomore, and we played the crap out of games like MX Unleashed. I actually have MX Unleashed installed on my Xbox Series S right now because I love it. And Crimson Skies. What's the full title of that though? I can't just say Crimson Skies because that's a cop out. I gotta actually give the full name of it. It's like Highway to Doom or something like that. But it's a flying game. It's fantastic. It's like 1940s blimps in the air, and you're
because they have an Ace Combat like recently.
Yeah, Ace Combat is pretty good, but this game. Oh my gosh, what just happened? My Xbox turned off. That's weird.
Lame.
That does that. But it's one of the best games ever. But yeah, Xbox and then Xbox. I went out and bought my own Xbox 360 when I moved out of my parents' house and played Halo. Of course, Halo on the original Xbox as well, but all the Halos. Assassin's Creed. The first Assassin's Creed was an eye opener for me on the 360 because that was insane. Going from games like Halo, where you're just a first person shooter and there's not really, you're playing a linear game. Everything's scripted for you. You don't get any choices. Don't make any decisions for yourself. And you're just doing what the writers say happens. And then all of a sudden, here's this guy with swords or knives in his arms, jumping rooftop to rooftop in a map-accurate Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Insane. I mean,
With no
I know
middle
it came.
finger. I mean, how do you survive?
No, it's the ring finger.
It
Ring finger.
is. You're correct.
The fourth finger.
So he
Uh,
can still flip people off. He just can't get married.
exactly. Which I actually think, oh no, my wife's in the other room. I'm not going to say anything else. Anyway, oh, I mean, it was just a huge hit, and then Mass Effect came out not too long after that, and that lets you actually create your own story based off of a very broad story point. Just create your own character, make it how you wanted it to be. It was a huge leap from going from Ghost Recon, the first game I ever played, of having to walk through the woods and not die 5 seconds after being in there from a leaf cut, and then going to this game where you're in space, going to all these different galaxies and uh, planets and environments, and um, choosing dialogue choices is huge. It was huge. So Xbox has always been the number one since, because it seems like the games that come out on it have always been a little bit ahead of the curve.
You know, and I don't know. They really fell apart in that Xbox One generation.
Oh yeah.
Aside from maybe like the multiplayer from Halo 5, which I think was pretty highly regarded as like the best of the Halo multiplayer. Even though some people will say 3 and they won't budge.
It's one of my favorites. The only thing I like about Halo 5 is Warzone.
Yeah.
Because it was just a different style of multiplayer, whatever you want to call it. Because I'm not a big PvP guy, but I do love me some PvE, like horde mode, uh, fighting massive amounts or wave fighter. I do like that kind of style. So that was and cooperative, of course.
Did you ever get
big.
into horde mode on Gears?
Do you really want me to talk about Gears? Astros, do you want me to talk about Gears?
Well, we might be damaging our friendship if you have negative things to say about Gears.
We talked about Gears and how I've tried Gears every iteration that it's come out, and I have been very upset with the story, the game mechanics, the cutscenes. I've had a lot of problems with Gears. And I tried playing that Gears 5 mode where you're in a cocoon and you're trying to escape.
Yeah.
And out of all the modes that I've played, that was the best one. But every time I've played it, it was with randos who have wasted my time.
Yeah, it's tough.
If you're not playing with a team that you can, play with and communicate with, or even enjoy the company of being around, then it's worthless game mode. So,
man, I know that. I love Gears. Like from the second Dominic rescued Marcus from the prison in the first game, I have loved every second of that universe. I think it is just so good.
Dom saved Marcus.
Yeah, at the beginning of the game, they
yeah, it's all about family, man.
Yeah.
A little Fast and the Furious in there for you.
Yeah.
By the way, real quick, it's Crimson Sky's High Road to Revenge.
Oh, there we go.
Such a great title.
Well done.
High Road to Revenge. Horrible. Yeah. So no, Gears I'm not a big fan of, but we've talked about that. I could probably go on more about how a chainsaw assault rifle is a stupid idea for a weapon, but so is a hidden wrist blade, but still.
Yeah, the first guy to chop off his ring finger did it by accident, and then he was like, I'm gonna make it a ritual.
As soon as Leonardo da Vinci got his hands on it, he was like, oh yeah, you don't have to do that anymore. That's stupid.
Yeah. I do remember that.
Thousands of years of assassins putting on these hidden blade gauntlets, and Leo da Vinci comes along and says, oh man, that was dumb.
Yeah, guys.
Stop it.
Just put it under your wrist and you won't chop your finger off.
Fantastic. Oh, and here's a gun in your wrist too. That'll work too.
Yeah, perfect. So if you can think back to like all the time you've been playing games, do you have a favorite gaming moment, like an achievement that you got, or like just maybe a multiplayer map that was crazy enough that you just remember it to this day, or like a
So
cool story arc in a game?
here's the problem with my brain. I can't remember hardly anything from uh, any time period unless it's like right in front of my face. I have very scattered memory issues. I don't know if it's traumatic brain injuries. I'm dumb. Who friggin' knows? But I do have very bad memory issues. So if I go back trying to think of like video game moments or achievements that like stuck with me, there's probably some out there, but I do not remember. I would say if anything fits that bill, it's watching Assassin's Creed for the first time in one of my friend's house and seeing the rooftop parkour and having that stick with me ever since. That's probably the thing, because I remember watching Halo gameplay on the original Xbox at one of my friend's house and thinking, yeah, it's a shooter game. I already have that with Ghost Recon. Or there's a flying game. Oh yeah, I already have that with this Descent game. Or racing, all that. Uh, but then comes along a game where you can jump across rooftops. I could go on about Assassin's Creed a lot. It's a big one for me. Minus Valhalla.
I don't know that I knew that you were that big of a fan of that. Because I knew
I
you
am.
didn't like Valhalla that much, but I didn't realize.
I don't like Valhalla so much that I hid it from my games list, even though I'm the one that bought it. That was a waste of. Oh my god, that was a waste of money.
I didn't think it was so bad.
Ubisoft had a stroke or something whenever they came out with Division 2, Watch Dogs Legion, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla all at the same time.
It's because they were too busy.
They were awful,
harassing their employees, but we won't get into that.
They were total diversions from their original games, that they were unplayable, unrecognizable as franchises or franchise editions. In my mind,
I do not mind the way they had gone with like Origins and Odyssey and Valhalla with the Assassin's Creed games, but I genuinely miss like the more like semi-linear story-driven games with Desmond Miles and Abstergo and
even Black Flag and Rogue, whenever they were the modern bits were Abstergo Entertainment, and they were playing it off as like a VR headset game or / movie or TV series.
Right, where you were just like a dude that showed up at Abstergo and they were like, here's your Animus.
We're definitely not evil.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, those were good modern takes. The whole modern take of this, I can't remember her name now, but she was the modern character from Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla. I think it's like not Alicia.
I can't remember, but the two girls that were,
the
one was in the cave and the other was up top. That whole bit, yeah.
That whole shtick. Yeah, I couldn't connect to her. That I couldn't really follow it too well. It required a lot of document reading, where the other games kind of laid it out for you through dialogue. I don't mind if characters have unrealistic dialogue with each other that seems like they're over explaining everything, because it means I don't have to read as much. And
reading bad.
I don't have to I don't have to make a cork board behind me with strings and toothpicks trying to connect stories together because they say it. They say everything. Tell me these things. Don't fucking make me read it. I swear again. I have a lot of. I feel like Frank Costanza from Seinfeld during Festivus. I got a lot of problems with you people. I'm going to tell you about it. But no one that makes the decisions in that department is listening to me right now. But whatever. But yeah,
oh no, that's
now,
really cool though.
Going back to what you kind of started interjecting in there about Ubisoft, I think I know what you're talking about. Was that around August or September of 21?
I think that is when that's when they started getting in trouble for it, or stuff was starting to come out, but
that's whenever investigations were launched. But then, specifically Ubisoft Singapore, I actually have the article pulled up. Ubisoft Singapore, which is the one I've been watching closely, because Ubisoft Singapore is producing Black Flag. Not Black Flag. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, what is the name of the game? Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because that's the offshoot of
Sea of Thieves killer.
Black Flag.
That's right, yeah. Yes. It's like the Black Flag, 100%. Just the pirate stuff.
Yeah. Cut out the Assassin's Creed stuff and just have it pirating. And they've been working on this game. They presented it at E3 in 2019. I'm going to screw that up. Maybe
I remember it looked pretty good.
Yeah, no, they had a lot of work done on it, but they've been going back and I don't know, doing story edits. They've been doing sound editing, re-recording sound mixing. A lot of work going into it, and with a fairly small team at Ubisoft Singapore. But then in 2021, they got hit with allegations of workplace misconduct and sexual harassment and racial pay gender pay gaps. However, all of that got investigated, and in January of this year, it was found that all of it was dealt with promptly and quickly and appropriately by the watchdogs that investigate that stuff. So it slowed down production drastically, but it should all be resolved and found to be lacking as far as like evidence and that they were doing anything wrong. So watch it there, Astris.
Guy. Dude brings up a source and everything just to motherfuck me on my own show.
Hey, I'm one of the three.
I'm just giving you hell, man.
Love it.
All right. Anyway, gosh, I don't even know where to go from here.
Well, I normally don't bring in articles or reading, but I actually did look that one up. And read
it. it's worth doing it. It matters, man.
I hate reading though. So,
I'm actually one of the reasons I'm a big fan of the Activision acquisition, which is a huge tongue twister. That's very hard to say fast.
No, yeah, I try to be interested in that kind of thing, but I mean, unless it affects the game, the only thing it's going to affect is what comes to me in the future, and I don't have any input in that or care about that as long as it doesn't fuck me.
It's day one. It's day one in Game Pass, man. That's why there's a reason to get excited about Xbox acquisitions.
The only problem is that it's going to piss off PlayStation people, who I look at it as 50% of the population. Or is PlayStation 50%? No, sorry, 33% of the population is PlayStation. 33% of the population is Xbox. 20% of the population is like just Nintendo and all that crap. And then
it's actually far from that. There's basically
that's how I look at it. Though.
There's basically 3 times
95% of all statistics are made up, but in my mind, it's all broken down that way. And if you piss off a group of people by taking something away from them and making it exclusive for another group, it's not going to go over well. I mean, you can't have inclusion without excluding somebody. But this is going to be excluding a lot of people, I think. And unless they switch over, which is, I think, Microsoft's hope, which I don't see people doing because people are stubborn like me. I mean, I'm never going to get a PlayStation. If the script was flipped and Sony was buying up, I mean, they already are kind of buying up Bungie, but if they were buying up Ubisoft or Bethesda and I couldn't play Fallout or Assassin's Creed without getting a PlayStation, I'd be pretty fucking upset. Because
Really?
I do not want to play PlayStation.
You wouldn't get
I
one
would
at
not.
all?
No, I think that would be the end of my gaming career. Because I really want to play that Spider-Man game. That was a PlayStation exclusive 2 or 3 years ago. And God of War. God of War looked incredible. But I'm not going to get a PlayStation just because I want to play those 2 games.
Those are must-play games in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I mean, I watched gameplay on YouTube, and that kind of satisfied me.
There you go. That'll work.
I played all of the Activision. I think it was that. Who made the
original, the old Spider-Man games?
Yeah, those were so good with Bruce Campbell narrating and being like the Stan Lee of the games. Those were really good. I really loved swinging around New York in those.
That's what did it. That's what did me. And during the 360 generation, I only had a 360, and 360 was the only console to have, and nobody could convince me otherwise. And so I bought right into Xbox One, and then like the E3 of Dreams happened, and I guess it was 2016 when Sony showed off God of War and Spider-Man. And
did
basically,
you say E3 of Dreams?
Yes, sir. That's widely what it's known as. That Sony conference is one of the best press conferences ever shown. You should really go back and watch it. They had like a live orchestra and everything. It was insane.
Good lord.
So
is that the same that they presented Fallout 76 in?
No, Fallout 76. What year did that come out?
19?
I don't think so then.
I could be wrong. I barely remember how old I am, so who knows?
I'm
old enough to remember Planet of Death, original Ghost Recon, and all that. But
I never needed a PS3, but I decided then that I needed a PS4, and then I went back and played Last of Us and all the Uncharted games on PS4. God of War, Spider-Man. Huh?
I was about to ask you how you go from one controller style to another, but then I remembered you are also the person that inverts your thumbstick for first-person shooter games. And I almost threw up in my mouth thinking about it.
Sense. For those of you out there who want to bend yourself in half to understand inverted gaming, look down. Which way does your head move?
I'm dyslexic, and I think in 3D and all that crap, but I cannot wrap my head around inverting that for walking and looking my head around.
Your head moves forward, look down, man. That's how it works. That's how it works.
Yeah, for flying. For flying, not for walking.
No, man. For regular old head on neck, man. You move your head forward to look down. That's it.
Head to neck. You look up to look down, you look down to look up.
You do, man. You pull your head back to look up. That's how it works.
You are such an EMT focusing on muscle anatomy. Muscle pull, they never push. Blah, blah, blah.
Maybe that's it. Maybe I need to pull EMTs and paramedics that play video games and find out how many of them play inverted. I think you're onto something there, Lang.
I think I might. I'll ask my physical therapist the next time I go over
there. Yeah.
All right. I need y'all to round up for a second. Abandon that old guy on the treadmill. Come talk to me for a second.
Yeah. Apparently it doesn't work for whatever you are in the medical field.
But what about VR? VR, you look up to look up, and you look down to look down.
It's literally tracking your eyes.
No, it's not. It's tracking your head movement.
Oh my god.
Your head is moving. Your eyes aren't moving.
It's literally the same thing. It's exactly what I just said. If you move,
exactly whole.
If you lean your head backwards. If you lean your head backwards, you look up. If you push your head forward, you look down. That's how it works.
Because that's how muscles work, and that's the root of our issue. That is the root of it. I'm looking at it in a term of axes, and you're looking at it in a term of function or mechanics. That's great. It makes sense now, which makes me happy. I was trying to wrap my head around it, and it wasn't making sense until we started talking about it a little bit more for the fourth or fifth time. And I think I'm right in thinking of that. You're a mechanical thinker, and I'm an axis thinker when it comes to moving around and looking at stuff.
An axis thinker, huh?
Yeah, looking at things in a sagittal, coronal, and transverse plane.
All right, those are words I don't know.
That's my radiologist coming at
me. Oh, yeah, there you go. Taking the old x-rays.
So, yeah, you're thinking in muscles, I'm thinking in bones, baby.
Oh, and when we come together.
Lord.
Oh, man. Okay. This is awesome.
Do you have any other questions for me? Asterisk?
Oh, man.
Because I think we've talked about all those same questions. We've talked about yours. Yours was Metroid, your first gaming experience.
Oh, it makes me happy that you remember.
I remember things. I don't remember everything, but I remember some things, and usually it's the things that my wife considers not important that I remember. Like every dinosaur in Ark. I know every dinosaur in Ark, and I can tell you how to tame it and where to find them on each map. Totally useless information, but how to do taxes? Couldn't tell you, man.
But this guy says he's not a gamer.
No, I'm only a gamer in certain areas.
I'm telling you, man. Gamers are gamers, and I will die on this hill. If you play Candy Crush on your cell phone, you're a gamer.
That's disgusting.
And that's period. That's exactly what it is. If you have fun playing games, you're a gamer. What?
I do Sudoku on my phone. Does that count? There you go.
If you do Sudoku on paper, it counts.
No, you're a puzzler. You're not a gamer. It's not a game.
You're a puzzler.
In your mind. Yeah, puzzler.
Jeebus.
Oh crap! I forgot. I brought this up last time while you were doing your one-on-one with. Or no, it wasn't a one-on-one. I got to dip in and out on the last podcast. You misspelled my name, my Twitch, and my Xbox up there.
Nick brought it up in the chat again, and I just if you look in the YouTube chat, I realized that I forgot to fix it again.
Oh,
so I don't know. You guys can just browbeat me every show we have until I get it figured out.
Oh, I'm glad
I literally just
yeah. So much
he goes, you spelled the name wrong, and I was like, what are you talking about? Anyway, the name. I thought he said his name. I was like, I did not spell your name wrong. And it's I gotta capitalize the A in all the different things.
Makes sense.
The third A.
There's an E. There's an E in there. It wasn't a whole ass letter. I think on all three. Yeah.
Yeah, alls of them. I'm not even gonna try to open it right now because while broadcasting and
it's almost like
doing gameplay and stuff, my computer will absolutely crash.
It's like I have a complicated name or something. I think technically Caboose is wrong too, because aren't those supposed to be zeros between the B and the S?
Oh, I don't know. I thought they were just O's, and he was just 07.
Oh, it's Leet, man. So it's I think it's zeros. Actually, I can tell you. One second, I can pull it up on.
Pull it up on his YouTube.
Yeah.
I'll fix him before I go to
Oh,
bed tonight, so I don't forget.
confirmed. It is 00SE07.
You just said it's a whole E.
It's a
Oh,
whole.
thanks,
Who said that?
thanks to Caboose07 in the chat.
There he is. Mine is also a zero. With double
You know what? And
confirmation.
that's just goes to show what kind of a man Caboose is. He was never going to mention to me that the O's were zeros, but he was going to die on the hill that I was missing that E.
Yep, exactly.
That just
He's
goes
looking
to
out for
show
others
you.
before himself.
Yep. If you hadn't have said it, I'm not sure he ever would have told me those were supposed to be zeros. He'd have just gone on letting it be wrong.
I think me and him were talking about it after you guys ended the podcast last time. I got back on after my shower time, and I think we were talking about it. I was like, "Oh yeah, Ash just has my name spelled wrong in there." He's like, "Oh, we got to bring that up too."
Yeah, I just kind of.
Fantastic.
This is all going to get changed. So one of the things that I've found in doing these shows is that it's not just sit down and start podcasting. That's why I had to start getting all this equipment. I have a mic and a boom stand and a webcam for when I want to start using that. And then I was like, all right, I need an overlay, like quick, OBS overlay. And it took me to like a whole YouTube stream where it was just like a bunch of people showing you how to make an overlay in Photoshop. And I was like, well, I'm trying to do this for a hobby. I ain't got the cash flow to just be affording Photoshop out of the blue. And so I found GIMP, which is an open source photo editor, which is actually super powerful. And so I started.
There's a lot of them out there that are like open source and available to editors or newbie editors. Like I'm doing this Taskmaster thing with my family on Facebook Messenger, and I'm editing all the video submissions that they send me. I'm doing it all on my phone, and I'm posting them all on YouTube. And I've been editing it on UCut on my Android, on my Samsung.
Nice.
And it works great. There are so many, like I could do it in OBS. I could do it in several other platforms to even probably make it better. It's probably not the best program out there, but for a beginner and just doing it as a hobby, I'm not monetizing anything. I'm not making money off of anything. I'm just wanting to do it because it's easy and convenient. There's a lot of them out there that work well for that. This feels like an ad for them, but it's not.
No, I get it. It is really interesting.
Because I've never tried OBS. I know a lot of people use OBS for Twitch streaming, but I've heard a lot of things about how it not being user friendly, and kind of takes a bit of a learning curve to get into it. For my Twitch streaming, I just use the Twitch Studio Beta, and it works fairly well. I mean, I've set up a background, webcam, all the details that goes into like my webcam, my audio mixing with my gameplay and my my voice and all that. Getting your guys' voices into my stream, that was pretty easy though. Just the game card did that for me.
There you go.
Or the game capture card. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of ways to skin the cat. Just some cats are easier to skin than others.
Yeah, because I really want to get into doing some Twitch streaming, and I downloaded Streamlabs for that.
Oh yeah.
And then
one of our One of our other friends uses that. He recommended that to me, but I've been having so much success with the studio that I haven't had a need to go
Yeah,
to it.
dude, if what you're doing's working, I wouldn't mess with it.
Exactly. Well, I need a better computer before I can say it's working.
Yeah, that's one of my things for we're gonna be moving here shortly, so probably taking a couple weeks off of doing shows once we start moving. Um,
When's that?
well, we don't have a house yet. We've been looking for houses hardcore for like a month now, and we still haven't won one yet because the market's insane.
Oh yeah, no, it's
But
nuts, man.
do you want to tell people what you've been playing and where they can find you?
Yeah, I mean, I do a mix of things, but me and Caboose have been doing a lot of Ghost Recon Breakpoint. We started up a new game in Ghost mode or Ghost Experience. Started over. I've been also kind of including my brother in that, but not in the stream because he doesn't want to do that. But I have been streaming on Twitch at AlangAtang with an E in the middle.
It is.
I
I'm
should
sorry.
I should note it's AlangaAtang. But I'm on there sporadically. I'll probably be on there later tonight if I can get my computer to not freeze up on me every 5 seconds. Um, it is a little glitchy right now with my gameplay, but that's just because frames per second on a 4 gig RAM computer is sometimes spotty. But I also have a Facebook page, AlangAtang Gaming, that that's just where I go to post that I'm streaming out to people that want to follow me on Facebook for my Twitch stream. And of course, Three Mo Bros on Facebook as well.
Perfect. Yeah, I will be. We're still trying to nail down what time works best for everybody. We really do want to get this show working the same time, probably a Thursday or a Friday. 9 o'clock or so is what we're looking at. Just trying to get all those aspects nailed down. But if you came to listen to us live, thank you so much. If you listen to the show afterwards, thank you so much for checking us out.
Yeah.
Make sure you go down below and click the like button if you liked what you saw, and um,
If
make
you
sure
like what you hear.
yeah, you like what you hear, the sexy voices. And make sure to
Ooh,
subscribe and
no.
turn on your alerts, and so YouTube can probably still not let you know when we go live because they
It told
suck
me.
at notifications.
It told
So,
me, but I don't know
real
that.
glad.
I don't know
That's
why.
awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
All
So,
right, buddy. Well,
well,
have a
cool,
good rest
man.
of your night, and thanks for coming on to do a little one-on-one with me so we could introduce you to everybody, and I really look forward to where Three Mo Bros is going.
Yeah. And I'm really looking forward to that shower I'm about to go take so I can get back down here and play some Ghost Recon.
There you go, man. Enjoy your night. Thanks for coming,
All right, buddy.
everybody.
Bye, everybody.